To explain why it's also confusing is Simon Ketley, who's from the British Banking Association. Good morning to you. Confusing. The MPs had to hire a mathematician to work out exactly what these things were costing. Wouldn't it be simpler to make it all transparent?
I think it would. I think we would agree with a lot of things that John McFaul and his colleagues are saying. It's not easy. I think it's an example of how banking actually appears to a lot of us to be a very simple, straightforward business. In fact, when you get into it, it's terribly complicated. Now, the problem is that when APR was introduced, which is annual percentage rate, it worked very well for fixed-term products, things like a fixed mortgage or a personal loan. It's very easy to predict, which is what the APR is, to predict what it's going to cost you over the year to borrow money. But when you've got something like a credit card where you're spending money all times of the day and night, when you're paying off different amounts each month, when you've got special introductory rates, which are all very useful to the consumer, it's actually much more difficult to predict what it's going to cost you over the year, because you don't know what people are going to do.
So why then, when banks advertise credit cards, they have the APR and letters about that big? Is it perhaps to try to confuse us, or even to conceal very high charges, up to 40, 50, 60, 70% in some cases?
I'm not quite sure where all those figures come from, but actually the truth is it's quite the reverse. It's designed to try and make it simpler. But as the products, like credit cards, have got more complex and there's more variety in them, I think the APR is not perhaps doing the job it was designed to do. Now, the problem is the best brains in banking, government and regulator have yet to find something that actually provides a standard. But that doesn't mean we won't continue to look for it. I think we'd like to work with people like John McFaul.
Okay, good idea, and work with them, but wouldn't it be, surely it's possible to say, okay, if you, I don't know, if you pay it all off this month, you'll pay that much, but if you leave it a couple of months, you'll pay that much. Why not just lay it all out?
Well, because I think the problem is people have been always trying to find a standard that suits all products. So it's easy to compare a fixed-term loan with a credit card, but that proves very difficult. But someone somewhere will come up with a magic formula, and we look forward to that day.
You know, the charges between different credit cards issued by different banks can vary by up to 40%. Is it not the case that some companies are simply trying to just massage away the fact that their credit cards are a really expensive way of borrowing money?
Well, I mean, I think all of us are aware that there's a huge variety of credit cards out there. The APR does include all the charges that you should pay. But what we're seeing is a very, very competitive marketplace. New players coming in all the time. If you're not happy with the product you've got, shop around, move somewhere else.
Good advice. Simon, thank you.